Okay, your all favorite compound, Trenbolone, of course. Is it so bad? Are side effects really so bad? Well, if you use it like yes, they will be so bad. But straight to the point. So TREN upregulates insulin-like growth factor 1, IGF-1, in muscle tissue, which would contribute to muscle growth. And that would explain why is it milligram to milligram 8 times more potent than test. There is plenty of studies about it. Sadly, most of them are done on animals, but humans shows very similar tendency. It causes some mitochondrial inefficiency. So basically, we get in much less ATP, we get in much less energy from fats, and that would cause thermogenic effect. Luckily, it's not as bad as DNP, not even close so bad, and thanks for because DNP is absolutely the worst you can take. TREN also decreases thyroxine binding globulin, TBG, which partially blocks conversion T4 to T3, and that's why our CNS is not happy with it. Also on blood work, TREN is incorrectly showed up as estrogen. So standard blood work won't work if you want to know your estrogen. You will have to check your estrogen LCMC, which is basically sensitive estradiol. Then you're gonna see what's going on. It is 5-alpha reduced, but this pathway is very minor driver, so effects are basically nowhere about that. Usage, why, when, etc. All I know, that's all we are waiting for. So mainly for contest prep, I wouldn't use it off season at all, but I'm gonna go to it soon. Why is it so good on prep? First of all, of course, it builds muscle very effectively, but it's a strong fat loss compound as well. It's very strongly anti-catabolic, so reduces muscle breakdown, partially via glucocorticoid interaction. And increases output and aggression, so we want it on our workouts, especially on prep, especially on last weeks, because we can simply lift heavier. Why not off-season, even if I said it makes 8 times more muscle than test milligram to milligram? Well, appetite will be your main issue here, because you have higher metabolism, you produce less ATP, you're using your fats much less effectively, you're gonna need way more of food, and unless you can progress on really low calories, if that's not going to be a main problem for you, you're not eating enough, means you're too small to even need enough food, don't watch TREN. And another huge issue on off-season, sleep disruption. We know that TREN is not good for sleep. I will get to it why soon. But no sleep, no growing, and we need more sleep on an off-season than on-season. Okay, dosing approach. So we have TREN A and TREN E. It was TREN Hex as well, but it's basically impossible to find recently. TREN A is about 87 to 93% of pure TREN, where TREN E is 63 to 70% of pure TREN. Downsides of it, if you're gonna jump it at 9 times, sleep gonna be even worse. Frequency of injection, because it's really fucking important with TREN. With TREN E, just every day and you're fine. But with TREN A, twice a day, because it literally goes in and out of your body. And if you're too lazy can't, or you cannot be arsed to jump twice a day, or you're scared of needle or something, just don't do it. You are not competent enough, and actually, scroll that video. Just scroll it, watch the next one. Dosages, I'm starting always low. I'm starting as low as 5 milligrams a day, because it's really already effective dose. Increase it gradually, and as soon as you're gonna start notice any side effects, just back down. For example, for me, I noticed that my aggression threshold would be about 20 milligrams a day. Above that, my fuse is just like this, and it's simply not worth it. My life quality is becoming way too shitty. Sleep issues, I'm struggling to sleep when I'm using just above 10 milligrams a day, so it's a really low threshold, but that's TREN, right? And sleep issues. Why TREN causes sleep issues? So as I mentioned earlier, CNS won't be really happy with us, which is a huge problem. Our sympathetic nervous system stimulation, that also doesn't help sleep, because our thermogenesis is up. When we are too hot, we cannot really sleep either, and that's caused by our mitochondrial inefficiency. Neuro concerns. There is plenty of discussion about that, especially around effects on glutamate receptor activity, but humans' evidence is very limited. Also, safe dose about that is about 10 milligrams a day. So if you're gonna use more, it can happen, it doesn't have to. Again, there is not really good studies about that. brain health and Alzheimer myth. Can it cause it directly? No. Basically, issue about that is that if we are in deep sleep, it clears our beta amyloid plaque. Poor sleep, we don't have it. So chronic sleep loss is really linked to the Alzheimer disease. But caffeine before sleep would cause exactly the same effect as TREN, and I'd rather use TREN than caffeine. I think it's way more potent than that. Hormonal problems, hormonal side effects. It can elevate prolactin, and really can elevate prolactin really harshly. And it can contribute to ED, but personally, I cannot tell. I've never noticed it, but I've never noticed it because of microdose and sildenafil and tadalafil as a pre-workout. So personally, I cannot say much about that. If our dosages are too high or our frequency is shit, roid rage, anxiety, depression, basically we turn into a huge asshole. So bottom line of TREN, super effective compound, especially on prep, not really on an off season, very easy to mismanage, very easy to fuck up your literal whole life on it. So will it be S tier or F tier? I don't know, nothing between. It's or amazing compound or absolute shit.